Good afternoon, Bloomington hockey fans. We are coming to you live from the Bloomington Ice Gardens, where in this Saturday matinee, our Lady Jags are taking on the Cloquet Lumberjacks in the second game of a Northern Division collision. With me today, color commentating, is Johnny Rash. John, coming off a very hard-fought 3-0 loss yesterday. What are you hoping to see today?
The same effort, which I thought was terrific yesterday. The same wonderful goalie play by Ada Bird, who really showed up well under a lot of pressure from the Proctor Hermantown JV team, which at times, Ryan, you and I were commenting, looked like a varsity team, or that could compete against several varsity squads that we play. So I'm hoping to see that today as well. Of course, they got to figure out how to get the puck in the net. They had in previous games, scoring three goals in most of the previous games that they played. So let's hope that they can get back on track that way.
Yeah, a cumulative shutout yesterday between both JV and varsity. But one constant so far this year on both teams, John, is we've been getting very strong goaltending. As the resident goalie dad on the squad here, I mean, what do we attribute that to? I mean, we talk a lot about positioning and sort of just reflexes, but a lot of that's just like training and preparation and then executing, right?
So credit to Chloe Golden, senior, Sarah Rash, my daughter, junior, and of course, Ada Bird, whom we just mentioned, who is a sophomore. All of them have 1 year under their belt and a lot of really hard work over the summer. But as you well know, being a player yourself, it's not done alone. There are 6 skaters, or 5 skaters and a goalie to a squad out there, and the defense has gotten better as well. That helps goalies all around, and forwards are being aggressive in trying to keep the puck out of the zone as well. So it's a total team effort, but yeah, the goaltending has been good, and let's hope that it continues today. And speaking of goaltending, we have an 8th grader in the net for Cloquet, Esco Carlton, Mackenzie Graham. So we'll have to see how she does when she's tested.
All right, plays underway. Cloquet with the first shot, sort of a soft backhander, easily redirected by Ada. We faced a lot of shots yesterday, John. It wouldn't be the worst to give Ada a bit of a breather, maybe not 40 shots today. Let's try to keep that under 30.
And I think that was the varsity total, too, was 40 shots. So,
yes, yeah. a lot of shots and very few offensive goals yesterday from either squad. Cloquet controlling possession early here, keeping it down in the Bloomington end. Clear breakout, just misses Sam Nevent there, so she gives chase out to the red line. Good forecheck, good pressure, almost forces a turnover, but here comes Cloquet the other way. Melnichuk disrupted that rush. Now we've got Flanders in the corner, trying to get it up the wall. Comes to centered, but got knocked up in the air. Getting batted around, loose in skates. Keith's going to have it with a little room. She's looking for a breakout pass. Finds Melnichuk. She has a lane on the outside, but a stick check by Cloquet disrupts that up-ice rush. But here comes Woodford off the bench. Good use of the body to ward off that defender. She's going 1-on-2. Melnichuk comes in to help her out. Tries to center it. Has Tyus on rushing hard off the bench, but that hit traffic. Pass back to Woodford at the blue line. Oh, Tyus in her customary spot in front of the net. Almost got a redirect on that. Bloomington with their first shot of the game. Now Cloquet breaks out, but misses on that centering pass. Then loses an edge. Walsh is going to bring it through right up the middle. She's got a couple of Jags with her. She's going to circle. Looking. Comes back to the point, throws it all the way behind the net. Tyus, who was covering for her, rushes in. Looks like Woodford's playing the blue line to start period 1 here, John. Not a position we're accustomed to seeing her. Ooh, indeed. Good cross-ice pass from Walsh there. That found Tyus. Tyus dumps it into the corner. Quickly giving chase there is first. But Elko breaks it up, tries to break out. They get it out to center ice. We've got Thornburg now carrying it in. She's got first with her in front of the net. Going to try to center it. Just a little behind the on-rushing first. Elko gets it across the blue line, but turned over right there. Thornburg happy to dump it in. She's going to go for a change. Hoffbeck forechecking. Again, comes out across the blue line. Bloomington's going to have to tag up. First there to bat it in. Comes out to Flanders. She's going to carry. Takes it into the corner. Pulls up short. Good pass there. Finds Lindman. Her shot, though, hit a defenseman in front. Lindman's going to backtrack to retrieve. She's got a little bit of space. Goes D to D. That dangerous pass there. Flanders under pressure immediately. But she manages to corral the puck. She goes back to Lindman. Up the sidewall to Keith, but held in. Back to Lindman. Whiffs on that first pass. Goes across ice to Flanders. She's got a lot of room. Finds Melnichuk up the middle. Good catch of the pass by Melnichuk. She's in alone and scores. Nice outlet pass by Flanders. Nice job with Melnichuk catching a very challenging pass that's coming from behind. Made a move and then deposited that inside the far post, John.
Well, we talked about taking the pressure off of Ada Bird. That's the way to do it, is to be aggressive on that forecheck, and really nice job by Vea Flanders getting that puck, moving it forward quickly, finding Carmen Melnichuk, who put on the Jets and had a nice shot for the first goal of the game for either squad. 1-0 now Jaguars. And notably, we talked about in multiple games how players are playing both defense and forward, varsity and JV, and both those players, Vea Flanders as well as Carmen Melnichuk, will probably see at 3 o'clock when we bring you the varsity game as well. So a lot of versatility and a really nice shift there and a great goal.
Bloomington keeping up the pressure here. Shot from the point there by Woodford. Hit traffic in front, almost redirected, but went wide. Woodford, another hard shot in. That finds Thornburg in front, but her shot went off the side of the net. Keith rings it around. Held in temporarily. Again, Woodford does a good job getting to that puck quickly, rings the boards. That one's going to clear the blue line. Tried to hold it out to tag up, but we're going to get a new face-off.
You mentioned Etta Woodford playing defense. We're not customarily seeing her in that position, but she certainly looked comfortable there, taking it and shooting it back in with authority from the point there. And
a couple of times, yes.
Yeah, she looks good.
Melnichuk won the draw back to Flanders. Flanders gets her on a couple of defenders, content to dump it behind the net. First given chase along with Tyus. Comes out to the blue line. Lindman controls the puck temporarily, bats it back in. Tyus tags up. We got Lindman, Tyus, 3 Jags there. Melnichuk as well. Puck comes out of the scrum. Tries to go D to D, but nobody there. First is going to forecheck. She's got Melnichuk and Tyus with her, cutting off the pass. Gets across the blue line. Bloomington's got a tag up. Flanders holds it up. Bats it back, but here comes Cloquet. They dump it deep. First time we've been deep in the Bloomington zone for a couple minutes here. D to D, gets up to the sidewall. Tyus going to try to get it off the board. She succeeds. Melnichuk charging hard, along with Trineri. Here comes Cloquet the other way. That's broken up by Woodford. Woodford's got some room. She skates it up, banks it off the sidewall, corrals the puck. She's got Trineri cut into the net. Shot, blocker save into the corner. Trineri's got it. She's got room. She's looking. Got Hoffbeck back on the point. She drops it for Woodford, who throws it deep. Thornburg gives chase into the corner, steals that puck. Hoffbeck now, and Thornburg, 2-person game behind the net, battling with the defense. Thornburg tried to get a backhander coming from behind, but couldn't get that on net. And Cloquet content to go high off the glass just to clear the zone. That's not going to make it down for icing, so Woodford's got to retrieve. Makes a move. Now she's going to have some room, but she's looking for the pass. Tries to find Sam Nevent up the middle. Can't corral that, but then it's intercepted by Thornburg, and again, thrown on net, so no icing. Fresh skaters out. Keith on the forecheck. Woodford rifles one in. You're right, John. She's showing off that shot from the blue line today.
And showing a lot of hustle as well, and occasionally moving up to the forward position when it's advantageous, but quickly getting back and covering her blue line there. She does make a change, and Lindman comes out to take her position along with Kalina Walsh, who will also probably see in the varsity game today.
Walsh broke up that play coming through center ice, but her attempt to dump it in deep hit traffic, bounced back, so she's now retrieved the defensive end. Good touch pass from Keith there. She finds Melnichuk. Melnichuk to Sam Nevent. Sam Nevent tried to get a shot on, but poke checked away. Cloquet trying to clear it up the sidewall. Centering pass intercepted by Lindman, but it pokes out across center ice. Flanders controls now. She spins. She's going to carry it herself. Goes up the far side wall. She's got Thornburg in front of the net, circling, looking for somebody to pass to. Tied up in the corner. Thornburg comes in to help. Two people from each team battling in the corner. Comes away with it. Jefferson tried to center. That was Flanders again. Goes back to Tyus, who's covering at the point. Her shot hits traffic. Flanders now throws it in the corner, back to her blue line. Thornburg giving chase. Some physical play in the corner. Thornburg ends up on the ice. Cloquet, though, struggling to break it out. Good job from Bloomington. Applying pressure, keeping it in the zone. Both Tyus and First now. Fighting for it. Rings the board. Flanders is going to try to get there ahead of time. She succeeds in holding it in with a little help from Thornburg. Finally, Cloquet clears the zone. Bloomington goes D to D. That's Trineri. She tries to go cross ice, but that pass is intercepted. Trineri hustles over, though, to break up the onrush. Flanders now. She goes high off the glass and out of the rink.
Shots are 4-1, Ryan, which seems to be about the ratio of time spent in the Cloquet defensive zone versus the Jaguars. And so this is the Jaguar JV team we are used to seeing. Of course, we ran into a buzzsaw with the terrific program of Proctor Hermantown last night. But Jaguars, even though it's just a one-goal margin, 1-0, have so far looked dominant in a pretty quick first period as well, with just a few whistles. You know, one offside and one goal and one puck that went out of the rink there. But time clipping away, 6 minutes even remaining in the first.
There was some good passing by Bloomington on that rush up ice. Ended with Melnichuk fluttering shot that went off the goalie's glove. Another shot from in close, trying to jam it in that inside post. Cloquet tries to kick it out. Trineri trying to get a shot off in front, but couldn't corral that puck. Now she throws it in deep. Bloomington's going to go for a full change.
You
Walsh
said
giving
they
chase here.
Tried to kick it out. That's not just euphemistic. That was literal. That Cloquet defenseman just literally, kicked it like a soccer ball out from behind the net, and refs thought nothing of it. And so here we continue with 5:17.
Cloquet basically at this point is doing their best just to get it out of the zone to buy themselves a little breathing room. Haven't mustered much in the offensive end since the first shift. Keith cycles with it in the corner. She's going to get some help there from Thornburg. Puck pops free, high slot, but Woodford forces it to the wall. Cloquet tries to pass it back. Keith almost poked it out. Thornburg now, centering pass. Cloquet, though, with her back to the net, can't get a shot off. Woodford hits some traffic, pokes it ahead. Keith is going to try to push the puck up the ice, buy a little time. Woodford tried to keep that in, but offsides. Give him a chance to get fresh skaters out, get a new draw. So one shot for Cloquet. That happened on the very first shift. Since then, with 4.5 minutes left, it's been all Bloomington. And to your point, John, a lot of time of possession, but not much in the way of shot volume so far. Cloquet, at minimum, doing a good job of keeping it to the perimeter and tying people up in front of the net. Flanders now carries in, but loses the puck at the blue line. Regains possession, tries to slide it in front, but that hit a skate. Cloquet really does defensively, clogs up that center ice, making it hard to get passes through. There's their second shot. That's easily handled by Bird. Melnichuk gets it up the sidewall. That went off a Cloquet skater all the way down. Tyus, puck race there. She gets to it first, tries to center, but that's knocked behind the net. She battles there. Lindman throws it in front. Bloomington still coming on after the change. Wasn't there yet. So Cloquet crosses the red line, throws it in deep. They're going to go for a change. Walsh retrieves. She's quickly picked up by a forechecker. She's trying to get it free to Thornburg. She does. Thornburg goes up the wall, but that's going to be held in. Shot blocks. Tyus is there. She bats it just across the blue line. She's in need of a change. Thornburg forechecking, almost stole that. And then Trineri did steal it, but got bumped off the puck. Trenary's going to have to back check here to catch up. Oh, good shot there by Cloquet. Went off the pipe, then the crossbar from close range. Not much Etta could do. Good effort there by Trenary trying to like disrupt the shooter. She was hacking her hands and she still got that shot off.
And got a really nice shot off, Ryan, where, as you say, it ricocheted within the net, and very little that Ada Bird was able to do about that. So we got a 1-1 game. Shots are now 5-3, and we have Carmen Melnichuk taking and winning the face-off and drawing it back to Sam Nevent.
On the sidewall, that's Sam Nevent battling. She picks it free, gets it to center ice, goes across to Keith. She's got skaters charging the net. She throws it on net. Melnichuk tried to kick the rebound back out to the high slot. It's going to come out to Woodford. She lines it up. Oh, ricocheted off a defenseman's shin there and just went wide of the net. Another good scoring opportunity from Woodford at the blue line. Puck behind the net. Cloquet trying to get it out. Goes D to D. Got a little space now, looking for the outlet pass. They tip it out to center ice. Woodford's going to circle back to pick it up. She's got Keith cross ice. She can get it there, but Keith got picked up before she could corral the puck. Instead, she finds Sam Nevent at center ice, but it ends up back to Woodford. They go D to D. Now they find Keith up the sidewall. She goes high off the glass. That barely stayed in the rink. Gets deep behind the net. Thornburg giving chase with Sam Nevent. Walsh breaks that up at the blue line. Puck slides through the crease. Nobody there. Thornburg retrieves it. Cloquet finally gets it across the blue line, but Walsh is there very quickly. They're going to have to tag up. Nope, they got to tag up. Still offsides. Tyus doesn't recognize it yet. Now she does. Ref yelling the whole time. Bloomington's now good. Cloquet content to sit back there and let their forwards get settled. Their breakout pass quickly picked off. That's first. Rushing in hard. She's got the puck behind the net, circling around. Tried to get it back to Woodford at the blue line. Well, that's broken up. Cloquet comes the other way. Cloquet dumps it in deep there in need of a change. First is going to pick that up. She finds Tyus on the sidewall. Tries to get it ahead to Thornburg. Thornburg picks it up, looking for first cut through the middle. Didn't quite get there first. Almost broke it up anyway. And there's Hoffbeck just off the bench. She dumps it in deep and gives chase. Bloomington with all fresh forwards. Trying to keep it in the zone. Trenary tried to make a move. Got it poke checked away. Cloquet with some fortunate bounces. Sails one over the net. Hoffbeck's going to retrieve. Goes up the sidewall, but held in. Comes in front of the net. Dangerous play there. Good recovery by Woodford to break up that shot attempt. Lindman now tied up behind the net. Woodford helping her out. We got 46 seconds left. Woodford comes away with it. Looking for an outlet pass. Finds Melnichuk trying to get it ahead to Trenary, but good play by Cloquet to break that up. They throw it in deep again. Cloquet trying to get one final offensive chance here in the last 30 seconds. They've been in the Bloomington zone for a good minute now. Finally, Woodford gets it ahead to Trenary. She's going to carry it in, dump it deep, then race to the puck behind the net. She deflects that almost in front of the net for an on-charging Melnichuk. Keith just about picked that up. Walsh skates it in, through a couple of defenders. Centering pass, but Bloomington had gone for a change. Final 5 seconds. That's thrown all the way down. We're going to get an icing. It's an interesting scenario, John, with 2 seconds left. Some coaches will pull the goalie, play this offensive zone draw with an extra shooter. What do you think?
I think that I would be very tempted if I were Coach Schramm or Coach Getters to do it, because it would take a whole lot, for them to win the draw, get the puck, get control, and get it down there. But they've chosen not to at this point, which is just fine. We'll see what happens here in the last 2.5. And Jags did win the draw, but no shot was taken at that point.
I think another strategy that looked like Thornburg was trying to shoot it off the draw and then charge the net with the 2 forwards in front, just hit traffic. So a solid first period from Bloomington. Not a lot of shots either way, John. 6-3 in favor of Bloomington. Tied on the scoreboard 1-1. But a good start to this game after what we battled through yesterday.
Very much so. They look very sharp, and both teams don't show any signs of being tired. Both Bloomington having played, of course, just last evening in against, as we mentioned, a very competitive JV squad from Proctor Hermantown. And I think that the Cloquet Carleton team came down on the bus just this morning here. So
they
did. They probably had an early arrival because they did not have a local Metro game last night.
Okay.
As many of our listeners and viewers may know, in the last 2 years, we have gone up there, played Proctor Hermantown on a Friday night, and then turned around and gone to Cloquet Carleton the next day. Often teams that come to the cities or go up north will put a couple games together, but I think they only have this game on their schedule. So they probably had some early morning wake-ups this morning, but both teams look pretty sharp. And I think it's notable, too, we talked about goalies at the beginning of the game. The 8th grader, Mackenzie Graham, for the Lumberjacks, played pretty well with the 6 shots, stopped 5 of them. So we have a 1-1 game here. And notably, as we look on the ice here, we see Lola Herman on the ice. We see Kalina Walsh and Olivia Knutson, 3 players who get some varsity time as well. And my sense is we probably won't see
Bea Flanders
Flanders
she went
anymore.
off when those two came on.
Yep. And we might get another period here of Carmen Melnichuk, or maybe 2 more, but she played a little bit of varsity as well. So players on a significantly higher basis than in previous seasons are playing both varsity and varsity this year, and so we'll keep bringing you a few of those updates. But it appears
that's
that
a logistical challenge to the coaching responsibilities, to juggle the lineup in a way that you can maximize ice time for the players who need it, while also fielding competitive rosters on both when you don't have an overabundance of skaters.
And communication is essential, and of course being done quite well between the JV coaches and the varsity coaches, because you got to handle it within the team, but also between teams, because state high school league rules are that you can play a total of 4 periods, and you can split those in any way. You can play 3 varsity periods and 1 JV, or vice versa, or 2 and 2, and we're having players who are splitting accordingly from that perspective. Of course, it's a challenge if you get into overtime, but that's a whole nother story. So
we'll
deal with that.
Revisit that topic if and when we have to later on in the season. Let's hope that's not today.
Exactly. So.
Kudos to the JV players too. One additional challenge posed by a fluctuating roster in game is usually the easiest way to know when you're coming onto the ice after a shift change is you just know who you replace. But when the lineup's constantly juggling, people are shifting positions, you have to be a little more cognizant of who's playing your position ahead of you from shift to shift, period to period. And we've had very few issues with line changes. No too many men on the ice penalties. No playing shorthanded for significant stretches. The players doing a good job of keeping track of that. Second period underway. Trineri gets that ahead to Thornburg, trying to get it across the line. Now Hoffbeck, though, was offsides. Thornburg just about touched it. Heard the ref the last minute. She tags up. Puck comes out to Herman. She goes cross ice. One touched by Walsh. She dumps it in deep. Trineri giving chase. Good forecheck there by Herman. Finds Hoffbeck on the back door, and Hoffbeck the puck bounced over her stick. Trying to tuck that in with a one-timer. She tries to return the favor to find Herman circling in front of the net. That ends up getting bumped into the corner. Walsh, though, has got control. She's skating with it. She's looking for a pass. Turns into the sidewall. She's going to take it herself. Circle all the way around. Just toying now at this point. NHL 94 strategy. She circles again to the blue line. Finally just dumps it in deep, but didn't angle that exactly right. Comes out. Bloomington's going to have to touch up. Tries to go back to Walsh. Turned over. Clearing attempt. Blocked. Herman there made a pass, but it went between 3 Bloomington players. Not sure who was supposed to pick it up. And ends with Bird covering the puck for a defensive zone draw.
And I think a wise cover there. She could have tried to slap it aside, but there was a little bit of confusion with that pass as bypassing 3 Jaguars. So here they get reset, have a few changes, and Etta Woodford back and forward there, taking the draw, and it ends up back in the Jaguar defensive zone.
I'm starting to sense, John, based on how this game's playing out, that Cloquet's defensive strategy is to really collapse in front of the net, be content to let Bloomington control the puck on the perimeter, but make it difficult to feed anything into the middle. Because we're not really generating shots. We're possessing the puck, and we're circling it around the boards and behind the net, but can't seem to get anything through onto the net.
Additionally, in the last 5 minutes, the last third of the first period, the ice was a little bit more even after being heavily tilted in the Jaguars' favor in the first 2/3 of it. And here, Cloquet's on a little bit of an extended puck possession role in the Jaguar zone, although it just squirted out beyond the defenseman there. But the game just looks a little bit more even on the ice, and shots are 6-4 when at one point they were about 5-1. So a little bit more even on Cloquet's side.
Defensive zone turnover there by Bloomington, but Woodford ends up taking possession of the puck. She's going to get around that first defender, tried to cut it back to the middle, but got bumped off the puck. She's alone while the 4 line mates change behind her. Cloquet goes D to D. First, rushing quickly on, disrupts that pass, allows Herman to keep it in. She throws it deep. Keith's going to give chase into the corner. Tries to disrupt that pass. It gets across the blue line. Bloomington's got to be careful here. Herman bats it away, and Cloquet is offsides. Good play by Herman there to disrupt the initial attacker, knock that puck loose as she was going across the blue line.
And Lola, another one of those players who often can be at forward and at D here, and also who will probably see play a little bit of varsity time as well. Kalina Walsh also, and she just made the cross-ice pass to her deep partner, Lola Herman.
Back to Walsh now. She's going to ring the boards, trying to find first on the near side wall. That gets batted in, but Herman's there to break it up. Shot hits traffic. Bloomington struggling to get it out of the zone here to start the second period. We've had it turned back a couple of times. This attempt hits the referee now in the corner. Doesn't get up to first. Comes to center, but there's Cloquet in the high slot. Flipping shot. Hits traffic in front. Bloomington struggling a little bit with deferring to teammates. We've had a couple times now where 2 people are near the puck and they both wait for the other to grab it, John.
It's like Minnesotans coming to an intersection, there's such thing as you can be too polite. Yeah, absolutely. Here comes Kalina Walsh.
Here Walsh splits the D with speed. That shot goes off the goalie's leg pad, flips up over the net into the netting. Walsh, I don't even think made a move there. That was just like a Tom Cruise jet pilot splitting the D. Just needed the whoosh sound effect. Maybe we can insert that into the broadcast later.
She was looking to be Top Gun with that shot, but we had a little bit of a deflection, and as you say, went over the net and into the net by the scoreboard. So we get a face-off here and remains in the Lumberjack defensive zone.
Way to pick up on that reference, wingman.
Roger that.
Comes out to center ice. They got an opportunity for a 2-on-1, but Knutson calmly plays that puck, gets it right back up the sidewall. Woodford there battles for it. It comes back to Lindman. She gets it back across the blue line, which is sort of gummed up at center ice here. Finally, Hoffbeck succeeds in getting it below the goal line. She gives chase. Cloquet gets there first. Pressured by Hoffbeck. Allows Woodford to bang it back in. Another clearing attempt is going to be held in by Knutson. She's going to get a shot from the blue line, but a clear path. Goalie saw that. Kicked it into the corner. Woodford, though, ties up the Cloquet defender, prevents it from getting out. Lindman trying to hold the zone. She can't. She passes back to Knutson. She's got some vision. Tries to bang it, but Sam Nevent is still offsides. Now Bloomington's tagged up. Knutson makes a move. Uses her body well to prevent a scoring opportunity. Slingshots around the net. Finds Tyus, can't control that pass. Second attempt, again held in. Lindman's going to give chase now. She's going to try to go up the sidewall to Sam Nevent. Sam Nevent can't handle that pass, and Cloquet throws it in deep. Lindman again retrieves, this time to Tyus on the far side. Tyus handles that, finds Sam Nevent cutting through the middle. Sam Nevent, though, taken down at center ice. Tyus tries to poke it free, comes back to Knutson. She circles. She's got Walsh on the far side. Walsh dumps it in behind the net. Bloomington getting a full line change. There's Thornburg on the forecheck. Walsh holds it in. Thornburg again going to give chase. Cloquet tries to get it out. Walsh holds it. Keith back checking. Again shoots it in. Good pressure here by Bloomington. Sustained offensive zone. But again, can't get it off the boards. Now Thornburg has it behind the net. She's going to sneak it in front. Slid it through the crease. Sam Devent was there, but couldn't get a stick on it. Walsh fires from the blue line. That just went wide.
Nice quick maneuver by in terms of getting that quick shot off there. So very impressive.
Yeah, that was Thornburg. Figured if you can't pass it through the middle, she sort of snuck in from behind, tried to just jam it on the inside post, and ended up sliding right through the crease. All it would have taken was a touch, but Bloomington couldn't get a stick on it.
But the faceoff comes back down into the defensive zone to the Lumberjack goalie's right, taken by Etta Woodford.
Cloquet wins that draw. They carried behind the net, but immediately pressured there by both Woodford and First. Keith also helping out. Keith gets it back to Herman at the blue line. It ends up bouncing in front, but Bloomington can't quite get a stick on it. Herman shoots it in front. That's saved into the corner. Goes back to the point. Dumped in behind the net. There's Woodford. Woodford dropped past the First in the corner. First tried to go back to Woodford, but she'd cycle to the front of the net. She comes back now, tries to get it in front to Keith. Woodford with a tough angle shot, almost banked that off the goalie's shoulder pad. A good couple minutes here from Bloomington where I think we generated 3 shots there in the last 2 minutes, John.
Well, I mentioned when we were talking about puck possession in between the last 2 whistles, how it got drawn a little bit more even there, and shots on goal as well. But now suddenly it's 10-4 in favor of the Jaguars. Shots on goal, reflective of that better puck possession now. 7:52 remaining here in the second period in a 1-1 game.
Bloomington keeping up the pressure. Trineri carried that one in front. Got a good backhanded shot off, and then the puck was loose. All 3 Bloomington forwards hacking at it, but Cloquet able to keep that out of the net. A good rush by Trineri there just to get it in front with traffic.
Very similar to Thornburg trying to sneak in there, and this time the backhand. Thornburg's move was a forehand there, but the 8th grade goalie for the Lumberjacks equal to the task on both of them, and she's having a nice game.
Cloquet able to clear the zone. Bloomington has to circle back to center ice. Cloquet knocks it in. Lindman retrieves. She's going to go behind the net. Scott Knutson. Knutson tried to bank it on the wall, but held in by Cloquet, thrown back in. Lindman gets it in the corner. She goes back to Knutson. Knutson tried to one-touch it ahead to Thornburg. Now to Trineri, who's got it on the sidewall. She tries to get around the D. Takes 1D down and manages to get it into the zone. She's got Thornburg with her. Throws a good individual effort by Trineri there. Sort of plowed through 2 different Cloquet defense. Centering pass blocked by the goaltender. Knutson charges, but that got sticked away. And here comes Cloquet with numbers. Good back check by Hoffbeck to try to even it out. That shot hit Walsh. She's going to pick it up, slingshot around the net. Got the puck knocked away. Comes back the other way. Makes a move. Makes another move. She's got Sam Devent with her. She's going to try to split the D one more time. Couldn't pull it off that time. They're wise to the trick after the first attempt. But good job by Herman breaking up the counterattack. Woodford now picks it up. She goes off the sidewalls. Got Tyus there. Tyus chips it ahead, trying to get it across the blue line. Succeeds. That shot hit Sam Devent. But Cloquet throws it back in. Cloquet also on offense, John, seems to be content just to try to keep it down here and hope to get a bounce or 2. Very much dump and chase strategy so far.
Speaking of NHL 94,
yes,
yes, of that era as well. So
playing the dump and chase offense.
Yeah, but
okay, slingshots around the net. Good stretch pass there. Tries to tip it ahead. Herman breaks it up temporarily. Tries to get up the sidewall. Woodford's there helping out. Cloquet wins that puck battle, but Lindman carries it. Turnover. Oh, good back check there by First to break up that play. Prevent a shot. Nice hustle by the forward. That comes across to Tyus. Tyus tries to get a chip, knocks the stick away from the Cloquet defender, then goes to the bench. Good forecheck by First. Now Woodford. This line's humming a little bit. Body's hitting the ice. First gets up, centering pass. Had Keith in front, but she was tied up by a defender. Lindman, she's going to hold the zone. Her shot attempt, though, hit a stick, went to the sidewall, and Cloquet's going to have a pat to get it out. Ooh, then they ice it a little bit of waved off. Not sure
why.
where that was. That was about as clear an icing as you're going to see. Oh, Lindman had a couple of players up. She finally finds Trineri, but can't corral that pass. Comes back to Thornburg, to Trineri. She's going to, thought she was going to cut in front there. Instead, she tried to go behind the net and feed Keith with her backhand. Couldn't get that through. Puck comes back to Knutson. Knutson forced to just try to throw it back in under pressure. Second attempt, this gets into the corner. Trineri's there. She's got Keith in the far corner, hits her, finds Thornburg in front. If she can get the shot off, she does. Blocker save. Rebound. Trineri's got it. She throws it on net from a spinning shot in the faceoff circle. Another save by the Cloquet goaltender.
And then Trineri breaks up the attempt to break out by the Lumberjack there. So a nice shift by her so far.
Still out there. Now they're trying to get up the side wall. Trineri again in the middle of the action. Bats it ahead. Hoffbeck trying to pick up the loose puck. Trineri succeeds in getting it out. Probably in need of a change at this point if she can get off. Here she goes. Thornburg takes it. She's got Hoffbeck with her. Backhand on net. Blocker save. Tried to get the rebound in front, but it's cleared by Cloquet. Cloquet makes a move, but Thornburg breaks that up. Goes up the sidewall. Held in by Woodford, who's fresh on. Sam Nevent behind the net. She's going to try to center it. Had Hoffbeck, but she was on her backhand, so she circles. Now she tries to center for Woodford. That doesn't get through. Woodford comes over to pick it up. Shot hit traffic, deflected wide. We got 3 minutes left, John. This game seems to be flying by.
It really does.
And very few whistles.
3 minutes remaining here in the second period, and at least according to the scoreboard, not a shot on goal by the Cloquet Esco Carleton Lumberjacks. And so very good defensive effort, good back checking by the Jaguars this period, but they've been unable to score another goal, and we're still tied at 1.
Good pass from Walsh to Woodford. That's picked up by Sam Nevent. Good pass to Tyus. And Tyus goes upper corner glove side. Excellent tic-tac-toe passing by Bloomington there. Gives them the lead back 2-1, John.
That was a really nice 3-on-1 breakout, and they maximized it by passing and then by scoring. And I think that's at least Tyus's second goal of the year. If you remember, she had a tip-in in the first game and showed some versatility there in terms of a nice snipe as she was on that breakout there. So
yeah, that started with an excellent breakout pass from Walsh to Woodford, and then Woodford unselfishly gave it up to Sam Nevent, who then unselfishly fed it across to Tyus for a open shot from in close, and she made him pay. Really pretty play from Bloomington there. Off the resulting draw, Bloomington's possess it, but Knutson's got it under pressure. Manages to break the ankles of the defender, and here she's going to skate through center ice. She's got first with her. She gets into traffic, manages to weave through it. Knutson's showing off some puck handling skills. Lost it on the sidewall, and here comes Cloquet the other way. Keith's going to have to turn and get back. Cloquet charging the net. Good back check there
really
by First. Coming all the way from the opposite wing to break up that shot attempt.
Terrific hustle and great individual effort, and kept from maybe a full-on breakaway opportunity for the Lumberjacks there, and it keeps the shot total at 4 for Cloquet Esco Carleton.
Herman now, her shot goes high glove side, but wide of the net. Hoffbeck gets it back to Lindemann. That gets tipped twice in front, first by Sam Nevent, then by Keith, but doesn't get on net. Cloquet tries to clear it, held in by Herman. Sam Nevent dumps it in front of the net, trying to get it to Hoffbeck. Herman now, she throws it behind the net. Hoffbeck's going to pick that up. She's got a little bit of room. Oh, it took a funny bounce off the dasher. She centered it for Sam Nevent, but she had a defenseman tying her up, couldn't get a shot off. Comes out to the neutral zone. Woodford, fresh off the bench, is going to pick that up for Bloomington. She slingshots around the net with some speed. Goes up ice. She's got Hoffbeck. She's got Sam Nevent with her. Hits her on the cross. Sam Nevent going to try to center it back. Gets a shot on net. Can't get covered. Rebounds loose. Woodford passes it back to Herman, who tries to get it back to Woodford, but had that pass deflected. Puck race here. And an icing call.
With that most recent shot by Sam Nevent, the Jaguar JV team has reestablished a 4-to-1 ratio, Ryan, in terms of shots on goal, 16-4. Again, no official shots so far from the Lumberjacks this period, with only 52.4 seconds remaining. 2-1 lead for the Jags.
Bloomington, at least for temporarily, solving the shot issue for the second half of this period. Good effort by First there. Came around the backside of the goal, centered it. Just went through about 4 different sets of skates. Did not get redirected. Now Cloquet in the last 40 seconds, just trying to stem the bling. They ice it again. We'll get another offensive zone draw. But, John, probably half our shots here have occurred in the last half of the second period. It seems to be one of the keys here is they're taking it hard to the net. So instead of trying to feed it from the sidewall, Bloomington now has figured out just carry it into the front, get that puck loose, and see if good things happen.
Great point. And yet the Lumberjack goalie has figured it out as well.
Yeah.
And she seems, except for the one nice snipe by Tyus, have been equal to the task. She has 14 saves on 16 shots. We got a 2-1 Jaguar lead here.
First and Tyus fighting for it in the corner. Cloquet clears it out. Trying to kill some clock. Turns it over. Woodford's got it. She gets to Tyus. Tyus on the side of the net. Tries to go with that near side post. Almost tried to bank it off the goalie's skate, but you're right. She's got good positioning. Playing the wraparound defense well. And that will end the second period. So good period from Bloomington. They regain the lead. I think outshot Cloquet, I don't know, 10-1 or 10-0 in that second period.
To 0, yeah. They were I think stuck at 4 after the first period.
Dominating play.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll have to see who comes out in the third period because, of course, a few of these players will only play one period before they get ready with their varsity mates for the 3 o'clock game, which we will bring to you here as well. You'll also see on both sides probably, and we are getting used to this in these JV games, there's a lot of snow on the ice right now because they were all hard skating. The ice and the puck is going to be really, really fast, once we get into the third period here.
All right, well, we will take a break. We will resume broadcasting here in about 12 minutes. In the meantime, enjoy watching the Zamboni.
So I'll let you go. No peer pressure, but me and Jay are going out to the safety meeting if you guys are interested.
No, I'm good. All right, we are back for the start of period 3. Resetting the stage here. We've got Bloomington ahead on the scoreboard, 2-1. Ahead in shots, 16-4. Out shooting Cloquet, 4-1 so far in this game. But early on, the Cloquet defense has been pretty stingy with limiting opportunities in front. Bloomington had a pretty good flurry of activity there in the second half of the second period. What are you looking for here to kick off the third, John?
But they're going to try and build on it. They should have some confidence, some momentum. Ada Bird has played well when she's faced those 4 shots.
And a far cry from last night in terms of how busy Ada's been in the
by
net.
like 10 score so far. You know, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And I'll also be looking very early here to see who's on the bench or who's on the ice and how they're configuring with the varsity game coming up here. And it looks like right now they had 11 players on the bench, or total 11 skaters total. Now they have 10. So in terms of players who often play varsity here, I don't know if I see anyone so far. So they might be resting some legs after the night game last night.
And to start this third period, we got Keith has moved back to the blue line. She's paired up with Herman. Early opportunity here for Cloquet. Wins that puck race. Oh, but Herman hustling back. I think just the presence there pressured the Cloquet player into not getting control of the puck, prevented a shot. Dangerous opportunity in the first 10 seconds there. Sam Nevent's got it on the far side wall. Centering pass broken up. Melnichuk ends up shooting it across to the side wall. Keith's going to take it behind the net. Changes direction, tries to get it up to Hoffbeck, but held in by Cloquet. This fresh ice, we alluded to that, John. It's like they struggle to adjust to the speed of, like, the puck slides farther, goes faster. They got to redial in.
They have fresh legs and fresh ice.
Yes.
It's very demonstrably different from the end of the second period. So.
Oh, a dangerous shot from the point there. Herman tried to catch it and ended up redirecting it. Bird does a good job of killing that puck as it was sliding through her pads. That could have been unfortunate.
So here's one player who just skated onto the ice here. Just a quick update. Alex Kapsner, who of course we'll see in the varsity game here, but it looks like she's going to play this last period of the JV game here. 14:01 remaining in the third, 2-1 Jaguars.
Off the draw, Cloquet wins that back to the point. They go D to D. Gets ahead to Tyus. Tyus does not get it out of the zone, but takes out one of the Cloquet players. Now Lindman succeeds in getting it out. First gives chase. Forces a turnover there. Woodford's picking it up, but she's immediately pinched against the boards. Both she and First now trying to jam it into the zone. Tyus gets it across the blue line. First intercepts the clearing attempt. Finally, Cloquet breaks it out. Lindman's going to have to hustle here to cut it off. That shot in close, sailed high over Bird. Tyus dumps it down. Cloquet coming out hard here to begin the third period, trying to knot this up. So far, all the play has been in the Bloomington defensive end, John.
Absolutely, and that lumberjack forward was able to turn the corner, actually get an open lane, but her sharp shot went wide, thankfully, so hit the far board, and we're back down here for a face-off taken by Carly Melnichuk and kicked back forward, and now picked up by... looks like Taylor
Here comes
Keith.
Hoffbeck on a pseudo breakaway. Oh, and she buries it in the upper corner. Nice chip shot there by Hoffbeck. And kudos to Keith, who got that to Hoffbeck just by poking it ahead at the blue line out of the scrum. And then it was a foot race, and Hoffbeck won that, got it in. Take a comfortable 3-1 lead now, John.
Well, those who have been around Bloomington hockey have seen Megan Hoffbeck play, and she has been called Speedy at times as a nickname, and she certainly showed it there on this fast ice. So Speedy on the fast ice with a quick goal here, just 2 minutes into the period, giving the Jags a much more comfortable 2-goal lead.
Now Bloomington gains possession, trying to get a shot on net. Oh, Herman throws it in front. Hoffbeck there redirected it out to Keith, trying to repay the favor. Keith's shot gobbled up by the Cloquet D, though. That's a good shift there from Bloomington. Got a couple of shots, padded the lead. See if this next line can carry it over.
18-5, speaking of shots in Bloomington's favor, but we do have one here in the period for the Lumberjacks, and we didn't have any of them in the second period.
Hoffbeck got the rare coach high five when she got back to the bench. I've heard that's the equivalent of the Paul Hollywood handshake from a Great British Baking Show. Cloquet now circling below the net. Trying to break it out. Good speed there from the deep. Gets across the blue line. Lindemann comes over. Breaks that up. Puck race. Good speed by Lindemann to stay with the Cloquet defender. And Bird sort of gobbles up the centering pass to prevent any scoring opportunity.
She'll have a face-off to her right, I believe, here, and taken, I think, by Etta Woodford, who's flanked by Lindemann as well as Tyus.
Cloquet wins that draw. Goes behind the net. Lindemann tries to ring the boards. First is there, but it's held in by Cloquet. Now Lindemann again. She's going to go the other way this time. Tries to get it up to Tyus, but that hit a Cloquet forward. Got ricocheted into the corner. Woodford now giving chase. Lindemann and Woodford battling for it. Comes out. Kapsner now. She gets up the sidewall to Tyus. Tyus immediately hit, held in. Thrown back in the corner. Kapsner's going to again give chase. She's looking D to D. Finds Lindemann. Lindemann tried to one-touch it. It gets to Tyus anyway. This time Tyus succeeds in getting out. Bloomington's going to get a much-needed change.
11:28 here remaining in the third. 3-1 lead for the Jaguars. Taken on the blue line by Taylor Keith, who's now flanked by Lola Herman. And Megan Hoffbeck trying to recreate what she did before with that quick goal.
Melnichuk throws it in deep. Puck settles in behind the net. Cloquet retrieves. That's Sam Nevent on the forecheck. She has it. Centering pass. Gets to Melnichuk. Melnichuk, quick shot. Oh! Just hit a defenseman's breezers and deflected wide. Puck comes back to Keith. She's going to throw it into the corner. Hoffbeck there took down one of the Cloquet defenders in front. Got away with it. Sam Nevent passes it back to Herman. Herman to Melnichuk up in the corner. She's picked up there. Sam Nevent comes over to help out. Cloquet centered it themselves, but they're going to break it out. Nope. Hoffbeck hustles over. Keeps it in the zone temporarily. Keith tried to fire that one in front. Kind of fluttered on her a little bit. And Cloquet forced to ice it to relieve some of the pressure.
Really nice couple of shifts by Megan Hoffbeck. Of course, the aforementioned goal right as the period began, but that poke check prevented a possible breakaway by the Lumberjacks. They had to end up icing it, and we're going to get a face-off to the 8th grade goalie's right. So great job by Megan Hoffbeck there, but we got some new skaters on here, including Etta Woodford, who took and won that draw.
We were talking quite a bit about the ever-changing lineup on the Bloomington bench. Cloquet's bench seems to have grown, I believe, since the first and second period. They might have a few players called in for reinforcements just to help supplement numbers for the third here. And
it might also get a few of the varsity players just a little bit of playing time and warm them up a little bit and get them ready. And this can certainly be a lot of benefit from that.
Cloquet showing a little more life offensively in this third period, maybe thanks in part to those reinforcements. Good pass from Tyus across the first. First throws it back behind the net to Tyus. Tyus centering pass to Woodford. Wow, very good good offensive execution from Bloomington there.
Nice, sharp, crisp pass by Tyus, and unfortunately wasn't able to put it. Etta Woodford wasn't able to put it in the net, but came quite close, and a little bit of a role reversal. We often see Tyus trying to tie up defenders in front and tip one in, and Etta was the one who was the recipient of the pass from Elise that time.
A good sign for the Bloomington offense here. I think that's Cloquet's third icing, and they've predominantly been doing that just to relieve the offensive pressure Bloomington's putting on. That puck comes back to Herman. She chips it ahead. Melnichuk from a tough angle. Tried to go upper corner. Good save there off the shoulder pad from the Cloquet goalie. Keith hustles back, gets it ahead to Melnichuk. She dumps it in. Sam Nevent and Hoffbeck are going to give chase. Hoffbeck forces a turnover behind the net. She tries to find Sam Nevent in the far corner, but Cloquet comes free. Melnichuk forced a turnover, threw it in front, almost found Sam Nevent for a tip in. Redirect, Sam Nevent backhander, not much on that save. Clearing attempt comes out. Keith's going to have to regroup. She goes cross ice to Herman. Herman makes a move. She's going to try to skate it up herself. She's got Melnichuk's going for a change. Herman threw a bunch of traffic. Centering pass almost found Hoffbeck there. Herman now in the corner. She's double teamed. Woodford reinforcements. She comes in to help. She's got Lindman up top, finds her. After calling for it, Lindman redirect there off of Hoffbeck, and then Herman almost tucked it in the far side post. Another good pass by Woodford, another shot from Lindman. Those two making a connection here. Clearing attempts goes all the way down.
By the Jaguars here, Ryan.
This is really good offensive execution. We're seeing some excellent passing here, resulting in some good scoring opportunities.
Indeed, and they're getting deeper, much closer to the goalie than they were, particularly in the first period here. So Jaguars already have put one in this period and are looking to add to that total. They already have a 3-1 lead.
After a very stingy shot first period, we're now up to 21-7 with the early flurry in the first half of the third period here.
And that tripling also was reflected on the scoreboard, 3-1 here with 7:42 in the third.
First, chasing hard, pressuring the Cloquet defender from behind. Cloquet tries to ring it. Oh, mistake there, centering pass to Tyus in front. First tried to get there to get a backhander on, but it's poked away by Cloquet. No icing. Keith's going to have to hustle here. She gets tied up in the corner. Musselin with the Cloquet forward. Cloquet centering pass gets knocked behind the net. Keith's going to retrieve. She tries to find First. First ended up chipping it out, but apparently that touched a Cloquet defender, so Melnichuk's going to get to that puck first. Has a wraparound opportunity. Oh, she just hit the side of the net. The goaltender came out to try to break up the Melnichuk on rush. She read it, tried to tuck it in after circling the net, but couldn't quite get out far enough to get the angle.
Carmen Melnichuk has a nose for the net. We've really seen that this season, and boy, right on that shift as well. So she takes a well-deserved break there and gets a smile from Coach Schramm.
Did she get the Coach Schramm handshake, though?
I don't think on that shift.
The high five.
You got to put one in there, as Megan Hoffbeck did.
You got to earn that, right? They don't. Paul Hollywood doesn't give out those handshakes for nothing.
No, but she's going to earn plenty of those. She's a really, really good player and a terrific addition to the program this year. Richfield High School student, and as most of our listeners and viewers know, the Jaguars, of course, represent Bloomington Jefferson High School, but also Bloomington Kennedy and Richfield High School. So a really community-wide effort overall, and on the ice there on that shift with Carmen Melnichuk.
Off the draw, Bloomington almost got it back to the point for a shot, but sort of split the D. Capson did an excellent job of hustling this to keep it in. And there Woodford trying to find Lindman again on the blue line, but missed wide. So she goes D to D, finds Kapsner. Kapsner gets it to Woodford. Woodford makes a move, doing a good job protecting the puck. Sam Nevent dumps it in. Bloomington going for a change, an opportunity here for Cloquet. They bring it across. Lindman forces them wide. Tough angle shot. Hits the side of the net. Tyus tries to get it out. Ooh, almost a dangerous redirect there after being thrown in from the blue line. Bloomington clears the zone. Cloquet's going to have to tag up, but hits a skate coming in. We're going to get a neutral zone drop with only 5 minutes there. This might be record time, John. We're an hour and 9 minutes from game start. And we got 5 minutes, 36 seconds left in the third period. This is crazy how fast this game's going.
Not many whistles and, 4 goals, so that certainly is going to stop it. It seems like, there have been as many whistles for Lumberjack icing as anything, especially in this period, as you mentioned.
Good scoring opportunity for First there. We had 3 Bloomington forwards on rushing almost as a group. Woodford now forces a turnover. She's going to get a shot. That saved. Tyus is there on the rebound and kicked it over to First, who taps it in. Is that her first goal?
That's first right there. So, and you can tell how excited she is and how excited her teammates are for her, and I'm sure the coaches as well. So congratulations to her, and that'll put the Jaguars
line is
up
really
4-1.
Clicking in the third period here.
Absolutely.
Bloomington now up 4-1 on the scoreboard, up to 25 in shots, and this pairing of Woodford, Tyus, and First is executing. Cloquet dumps that in deep. Herman's going to retrieve in the far side corner. She gets turned back. She's got Keith behind the net, banks it off the wall. Keith tries to go up to Tyus. Tyus tries to get a touch out to neutral ice. She does. No icing. I think the refs are eager to set the record for fastest game here. They're swallowing their whistles, as they say.
That could be the case, but it's the same refs generally who do the varsity games, so maybe they'll just
Might
have
be
a
in
little
for a
bit of a
quick
longer break
afternoon.
here. Exactly. In between varsity game, of course, coming up at 3 o'clock, and we'll bring that to you on our YouTube channel as well.
Maybe they heard the Bloomington families are tailgating out in the parking lot and looking for a little window between games to make friends.
Always welcome.
Cloquet here with a 2-on-1 opportunity. Keith back. Good job breaking it up. Now here comes Herman the other way. She makes a move. She's got Hoffbeck with her. It's going to be a 2-on-1. Look for the pass here from Herman. Thrown in front. Oh. Rebound was loose. Sam DeVent ended up whacking it in, but smothered by the Cloquet goaltender. Almost had goal number 5 there, John.
Indeed, 4:02 remaining here in the third. It is 4-1 here, and a change for the Jags on all 5 of their players. We have Lindman and Alex Kapsner on the blue line, and Tyus in first. We have a little bit of breakaway here.
Opportunity here. Save by Bird. Rebound knocked free, and here comes Bloomington the other way. Melnichuk tried to dump it in. It ends up bouncing to Tyus. Tyus throws it in front. That hit the goalie's stick. Goes behind the net. Centering pass deflected into the corner. Tyus now on the opposite side forces another icing. I assume they're going to call this one. They do. With 3 minutes, 30 seconds left, Bloomington now comfortably ahead 4-1. Shots now up to 28. This is like a whole new game in the third period.
Jaguars have really poured it on here and tried to do that as well. And occasionally, as you know, what can happen with that aggression is the puck can flip, and you got a breakaway opportunity there by the Lumberjacks. But Ada Bird did a great job fielding that one. A very close-in shot. Nice save by her.
Woodford won that draw, but sort of split the D coming back, so it sneaked across the blue line. Lindemann forced to just throw it in. First, good back check, breaking up that forward attack. Kapsner now rings it to first. She's got a little bit of room. Tried to center it to Woodford. Comes over to Kapsner. Kapsner content to throw it off the wall. Good ricochet there. Going to end up on net. We get 4 new Jaguar skaters. Woodford dumps it in. She's the 5th to go off. Good job buying time. Sam DeVent in the corner. Scott Hoffbeck with her. Here comes Cloquet, broken up by Keith there. Now Melnichuk. She's going to try to angle it in front. Uses the body. Initial save. Puck's loose. Net looks off. Net's off. Refs haven't recognized it.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't whistled that at that point, or the goalie hasn't flagged it to the ref, but the goalie's just trying to keep her eyes very clearly.
Clearly at a cockeyed angle there, John. So shoot from the right, Bloomington. Shoot from the right.
Puck
that
goes down
icing's going to get waved off. That's not going to get there. Refs now fixing the net without the whistle. They are trying to set a shortest game record. Not even blowing the whistle for the net off the mooring. Keith, good pass out to Woodford. Woodford went across to Sam DeVent. Cloquet tries to clear. That's going to be held in by Herman. She tried to throw it in front, almost deflected to Tyus. Keith, good hustle to get it in deep. Woodford with a shot, trying to go glove side upper corner, but good save by the Cloquet netminder.
And it looks like, speaking of the netminder and the net, the ref has come over to readjust that and get that all square there. 144 as we look at the scoreboard, and as we look under the scoreboard, we see a flank of a pack of Lumberjack varsity players there. And
is that what a group of Lumberjacks is called? Is that a pack, a posse? Testing your vocab here, John. What's a group of Lumberjacks? Lumberjai?
Well, I will say this. Our friend and varsity play-by-play announcer, Kurt Krenz, often credits the Jaguar jerseys as the best in high school hockey, and I will not argue with him whatsoever on that. But if you ask for the prototypical mascot and name between the logo and the Lumberjack motif there, that spells high school hockey right there on these jerseys.
Yes, I will admit the missus was tempted to buy some Lumberjack swag when we were up in Duluth last year. It is a sharp-looking mascot logo on the jersey front there. We are exactly at 1 minute to go in the third period. Bloomington comfortably ahead 4-1. Shots 29-9. Hopefully the last shift here.
And Ryan, since they're workers, one would assume they would be a crew of lumberjacks.
That could, crew. That is probably the appropriate terminology. Way to think that one through.
Thank you.
Here comes Melnichuk with speed. Drove through a crew of lumberjacks, trying to fight to the front of the net. Cleared. That should be icing if it makes it. It is. Down to the last 35 seconds. We'll get one more offensive zone opportunity here.
And it seems unlikely that the Lumberjacks would try to pull their goalie down 4-1, but they certainly won't be able to right now with the pressure that the Jaguars are putting on and with the faceoff to the goalies right here.
Melnichuk wins that draw back to Keith. Keith just tries to go up the sidewall to Hoffbeck, but hit traffic. Hoffbeck flat out took down one of the Lumberjacks, felled the tree, as they say. Comes back to Herman. She gets it ahead to Melnichuk.
But just as if a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it,
if the ref doesn't see it, fair call.
Did it fall or not? So.
Keith and in retrieves fact, in the corner.
That's one component of the quick game. There haven't been any penalties on either side.
Nope, no infractions. Final 2 seconds here, and Bloomington's going to come away with an impressive 4-1 win after a bit of a sluggish start in the first period. Although we did get on the board quickly, sort of set a tone. A really good rebound game for Bloomington. A 4-1 win, sort of controlled play from start to finish against a solid Cloquet club.
Absolutely, and just as we were talking about some varsity players who were playing on the Jaguars, you look at that long handshake line on the crew of Lumberjacks, and clearly there must be some varsity players there too. So, they brought up some help as well, but the Jaguars were equal to it, especially Ada Bird. 8 saves on 9 total shots, 29 shots overall for the Jags, and of course, 4 goals in this 4-1 win.
Yeah, far cry shot attempt-wise for Bird tonight from what she saw yesterday. But again, another really solid game. Like, she played well. The one goal they scored was hit both like the pipe and the crossbar, the rare 2-pipe goal. Otherwise, she really had no dangerous opportunities today. She was sound.
Having a great season, and the whole JV team is having a very competitive season. And in every game, with the slight exception of the one against Proctor Hermantown, but are looking good and certainly getting some of those varsity players some practice, and we will see them back out on the ice here in about 40 minutes here as the teams will warm up before they clear the ice here, but we will be back, Ryan, for the 3 o'clock varsity game.
We will, and the next JV game is not Tuesday, right? I think visitation is varsity only. So we have a week break, I believe. We're back here next Saturday to play Egan. That game, again, at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock JV, 3 o'clock varsity a week from today. So for John and the rest of the crew, we will sign off. Join us here in a lengthy 42 minutes for the varsity game, and we will be back in a week.